The sun is up, the birds are already chirping, and I know I should get up. The world is moving, and I should be moving with it, but there's this voice in my head, a quiet one, but stubborn as fuck, saying stay, just a little longer. And for a second, it's tempting. The bed's comfortable. Life feels easier here. No stress, no effort, just stillness. But then there's this other voice. It cuts through and asks, is this it? Is this what you were made for? To lie here while the rest of the world is already in motion? Because out there, the ants are building, the bees are weaving, and the birds are chirping, doing exactly what they were made to do. And here I am, lying still, waiting for what? If not now, when? Welcome to Unexpected Meditations, a short break from the chaos of life to find clarity and purpose. I'm Ryan, and today we're talking about just getting started. That's the hard part, isn't it? Starting, lifting the covers, getting to the gym, taking the first step. It's not the work that's hard, it's getting to it. Marcus Aurelius knew this struggle. He wrote about it 2,000 years ago, questioning himself. Was I made to huddle under the blankets and stay warm? He looked at the natural world, the bees, the birds, the ants. He saw something that we forget. The ants, they're already moving. They don't overthink it. They're out there carrying things 10 times their size. Every tiny grain they move adds up to something massive, something meaningful. The bees, they're not worrying about someone else's garden. They're out there pollinating, flower by flower, helping things grow wherever they land. They don't stop to compare. They don't hesitate to give. And in doing their work, they create something beautiful for themselves and everything around them. The spiders, they're patient. They set their webs wide, not rushing, not chasing. Their work is a trap, but a clever one. They know the world moves fast, and in time, something moving too quickly will catch itself. The spider doesn't have to chase what's meant for it. It trusts the work it's already done. And we all know the early bird catches the worm. But what about the early worm? The one that got up thinking he was going to have a great day, but is the one that gets caught. And honestly, that's what keeps us in bed sometimes, right? The fear, the worry that if we move too soon, if we try too hard, we might fail. But even the bird was taking a risk. Waiting too long meant that opportunity was gone. The lesson isn't just to move, it's to move with purpose, to rise even when it's hard, to act even when the voice in your head says stay. So, how do we fight that voice? How do we rise when comfort feels easier? Start with a purposeful thought. Before you even get out of bed, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that matters? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to move you forward. Write it down, put it on your phone, whatever works. Just make it real. Break the fog with 5 minutes. Commit to just 5 minutes. 5 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of walking, 5 minutes of starting. The hardest part of any task is beginning. Once you do, the rest follows. Look to the world around you. Step outside. Watch the ants building, the bees pollinating, the birds flying. They don't wait for motivation. They don't question their work. They just move, and they remind us to do the same. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you loved yourself, you would love your nature too. And your nature, it's not to stay under the covers. It's not to hide from the day. Your nature is to rise, to work, to create, to contribute. Yes, you need to sleep, but even nature puts a limit on that. And if you're still lying there while the world is moving around you, then you are past your limit. The sun is up, the ants are building, the bees are pollinating, the birds are flying, they're doing what they were made to do. And now it's your turn. Don't waste another moment. Love your nature. Rise, move, do the thing you were brought here to do. Thanks for listening to this episode of Unexpected Meditations. If you know anyone who sets 7 alarms in the morning, they might need to hear this. Until next time, take care and go do what you were made to do.